So Pet Sematary Bloodlines is a prequel to the 2019 film in which we have a young Judd Crandall dreaming of leaving Ludlow behind, but then discovers that there is a sinister secret buried inside and is forced to face a dark family story that will keep him there forever. Now, my history with the Pet Sematary franchise, I've only seen the first film. I skipped out on the 2019 film and I did not watch the second one. However, when it comes down to that first original film, that is one movie that has always creeped me the hell out, and I have never been able to go back to watch it because it is just haunting. There are a lot of creepy images that have stuck with me for the past 4 years since I've seen that film, and hearing some not so good things about the 2019 film didn't really entice me to check it out. Now we have a new film on Paramount Plus that is a prequel to that 2019 film, and I will say this, there are some interesting ideas in this movie that I don't think get fully executed when it comes down to the entire project. Lindsay Anderson Beer is the director behind this film, and I think she does a good job of tackling this material and trying to give us something new, something fresh that will keep you interested from beginning to end. However, this movie lacks all that tension and mystery that we had in the original Pet Sematary, where it doesn't give you a lot of things that will creep you out by the time that you finish the movie. There aren't images that will stick with you forever or really creep you out. It is just reliant on a lot of jump scares and a lot of prequel tropes. Now, knowing that this movie is a prequel, you know exactly how the outcomes of this movie are going to end. You know that there aren't going to be a lot of stakes by the end of it because there are characters that will survive, there are characters that will die that aren't in future installments. Some aspects, that is where this movie kind of left me a little bit disappointed. Now, me not seeing the other films kind of kept me on my toes a little bit. So there are interesting ideas that Lindsay Beer in this movie really tried to capture and really give you those throwbacks to that original movie. However, that is the big issue that I have with this movie. It's just reliant on all those cheap jump scares that it forgets what made that original film scary and terrifying to this day. And while I think it does a little bit to recapture that kind of magic, it just loses its way in its storytelling because there are characters that you don't give a shit about. There are performances that don't breathe life into these characters, and you're just left with another cheap horror prequel that by the end of it, you really won't even remember what happened. Well, I think some of the performances are decent enough. I really enjoyed the performances between Isabelle LeBlanc and Forrest Goodluck. I think they were the heartbeat of this movie. The other characters really don't have anything else to do. There are ideas that don't get fleshed out very well because of the short runtime. When you could have fleshed them out a little bit more for about another 10 to 15 minutes, I think that would have made the movie a little bit more stronger. Wouldn't have saved the overall film, but at least you would have had that time to flesh more ideas out. But by the halfway point, I was just really bored and I just did not care about anything that was going on. While there are some great ideas, it loses that magic that made the original a lot of fun, a lot more terrifying, a lot more creepy, and there are a lot more images that will stick for you forever. For me personally, Pet Sematary Bloodlines is one of those films where you're just going to forget what happens. There are cheap jump scares that it relies way too heavily on, and overall, I'm just going to go ahead and give Pet Sematary Bloodlines a 4 out of 10. Good ideas that needed to be a little bit more fleshed out if you had that time. But those are my thoughts on Pet Sematary Bloodlines. Are you guys a big fan of this franchise, or do you think that Sometimes Dead really truly is better? Go ahead and drop your thoughts in the comments below, and I'll catch you guys on the next review.